There is an enemy that becomes more dangerous the more powerful you become. It appears when people praise you. It grows when you begin believing you already know enough. It grows when you begin believing you already know enough. It tells you that criticism is disrespect, that recognition proves competence, that being important matters more than becoming better, and sometimes, it begins destroying people long before they realize it exists. That being important matters more than becoming better, and sometimes, it begins destroying people long before they realize it exists. Ryan Holiday calls that enemy ego. But ego isn't simply arrogance. It can quietly influence ambition, relationships, leadership, and even the way we respond to failure. So the real question isn't whether you have an ego. We all do. The question is, when does ego stop serving you and start controlling you? Today, we examine the enemy within. In everyday language, ego often means arrogance, but Holiday uses the word more broadly. Ego is the exaggerated sense of our own importance that separates our self-image from reality. It appears when we need to be seen as intelligent rather than becoming more knowledgeable, when we need recognition before earning competence, when protecting our reputation becomes more important than correcting our mistakes, when we need recognition before earning competence, when protecting our reputation becomes more important than correcting our mistakes. The danger isn't confidence. Healthy confidence is useful. The danger begins when confidence becomes disconnected from evidence, when we stop looking at the world as it is and start looking at how we want to be seen. Holiday organizes the struggle with ego around 3 stages. When we are aspiring, ego tells us we're already exceptional. It makes us feel entitled to the results before we've done the work. When we achieve, ego tells us the achievement proves our superiority. We stop learning because we think we've already won. And when we fail, ego tells us the failure must be someone else's fault. Different circumstances, same psychological trap. Our self-image begins interfering with our ability to see reality clearly. It prevents the 1% rule, the daily discipline of getting better. Imagine 2 people beginning the same project. One immediately tells everyone, posts about it, talks about the future. The other quietly starts working, planning, practicing, building. Talking about an ambition can create the emotional sensation of progress before meaningful progress has occurred. The applause arrives before the accomplishment. This is the trap of early recognition. That feeling of recognition becomes a substitute for doing the difficult work. As the Persian poet Hafez might suggest, true treasure is often found in silence and labor, not in the noise of the marketplace. The lesson is simple. Don't confuse announcing the journey with completing it. Don't let the image replace the substance. One of the strongest defenses against ego is the student mindset. A student can say, "I don't know." A student asks questions. A student listens. They are not threatened by what they don't yet understand. A student listens. A student can receive correction without interpreting every disagreement as an attack. They value truth over ego. The moment we decide we have nothing left to learn, our development begins slowing. Expertise should expand curiosity, not eliminate it. Mastery is a process of perpetual beginning. Ask yourself a difficult question. Do you want to do meaningful work? Or do you want to be seen doing meaningful work? Recognition is addictive. Titles, followers, and awards are external measurements. The two can overlap, but they are not identical. Recognition can become addictive. Titles, followers, and awards are external measurements. The danger begins when external validation becomes the measurement of internal worth. Because then, you no longer control the scoreboard. Other people do. You become a slave to their opinion. Achievement creates a new danger. You begin thinking yesterday's victory guarantees tomorrow's relevance. Past performance becomes identity. Identity becomes entitlement. Entitlement creates blindness. Past performance becomes identity. Identity becomes entitlement. Entitlement creates blindness. The world does not owe tomorrow to yesterday's winner. The disciplined response is different. Celebrate, learn, then return to work. Because the world does not owe tomorrow to yesterday's winner. Mastery requires the humility to start again every day. Leadership makes ego particularly dangerous. Power can reduce honest feedback. People become reluctant to disagree. Bad news gets softened. Mistakes are hidden. Strong leadership requires creating conditions where people can tell you when you're wrong. Listening is not weakness, it is strategy. Failure threatens identity. If you believe I am brilliant, then failure creates psychological conflict. The mind searches for explanations, the market, the boss, the team. But ego prevents the one question that matters. What did I contribute to this outcome? That question is uncomfortable, but it contains the information needed for improvement. Failure is not a reflection of your worth, but a data point for your progress. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is keeping your self-assessment connected to reality, knowing what you do well and what you don't. Confidence says, I can handle this. Ego says, I cannot be wrong. It is to stop allowing the image of who you think you are to prevent you from discovering who you could become. Stop being impressed with yourself and start learning. Subscribe for the journey.